Yeah.
What's up, everybody? This is Coming to the Mic. I'm Morgan Robinson. This is my guest, Colin Robinson. Thank you for coming, sir.
Robinson, we're both Robinsons. Are we related?
No relation.
Oh my God.
He is my brother.
No, my family owned his family a long time ago.
Yeah, we don't have to get into that, but that might be true.
Yeah.
This is Colin. I'm glad it's an honor to have you on. It really is.
Oh, come on.
I've looked up to you in the comedy game for a long time. Before I was ever in comedy, saw you, always thought you were really funny. You have opened up for Chris D'Elia. That's pretty impressive. You are El Jefe of Yellow City Comedy.
El Jefe's been asleep at the switch, brother.
And thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming.
You, man. You don't have to glaze me if you don't want to.
Well,
that's very kind.
You and Saul have been two of the funniest people I've known for a long time. Way before I ever did this, I was just a lowly fan, just bumming around the shows, paying my $10 so I could support y'all. Gladly paying it to go to every show I could, and just was a fan. And then now I actually do this a little bit, and it's been really fun. Y'all have been really warming and welcoming, and I appreciate that. And it is an honor to have the very funny Colin Robinson on the show.
Thanks.
We're not really related, but a lot of people think that we are.
We could be.
We could be.
Just look into it, man.
We might be. We haven't. We're both white. We're both Robinsons.
It's funny. Whites are just like, no, I don't know them, so I'm not related, dude.
Yeah. What are you drinking there?
This is a little old-fashioned I poured for myself.
Colin Robinson was so ready that he brought a old-fashioned in a Stanley cup with him.
Yep. Don't go anywhere without my Stanley. But I'm not, if Stanley doesn't want to sponsor your show, then surely Yeti might want to. They both have excellent products. I'd love to tell you more about each one, but neither of them are sponsors.
They're not.
As far as I know, it's just cat piss in here.
Not yet.
Might as well be drinking it out of their shit. Of course, I could say something nice if they chose to sponsor. Just throwing that out there.
That's not a threat, but you heard the man. I mean,
I think we might be related, dude. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the Stanley, you got the old fashioned, and what was in that?
This is
not cat piss. He's joking.
So I'm not fucking with you. I'm a tea snob.
Tea snob,
but like hardcore.
Okay, tea snob. I didn't know that. I thought those were just old ladies.
There is a guy that I found on Instagram that was a comedian in China, and this is a white guy. He's like from New Jersey, and he went to China,
he's a comedian in China,
and studied traditional Chinese comedy under some like comedy master. It's a totally different world over there, man. And he was on like their version of SNL. And during COVID, he couldn't work because there was no like live performances and stuff. And he developed a tea hobby. Now he lives in the States, and he gets tea shipped straight from China, and like. He knows the Chinese farmers that farm it and shit. And, like, he shows you all of this. You can order it from him.
That's where you got that?
Dude, yes. So, this is from China. This is a pu'er tea, which pu'er...
Poo?
Pu'er, P-U-apostrophe-E-R.
Poo in the tea.
It's like champagne. Champagne comes from the Champagne region of France. Pu'er comes from the Yunnan province of China. And it is just regular, like, there's tea trees there that are, like, hundreds and thousands of years old, right?
Does that mean they're good?
Yes. Or, I mean, they've been alive. I don't know. Fuck it. They grow in the mountains. That's where they harvest it. So it's all the same tea as, like, what you get from, like, Lipton and stuff, right? But they've fermented it and aged it over time. And so it develops this kind of, like, earthy, leathery type flavor.
Leathery.
It's that with chin pea, which is dried orange peel.
Man, that's crazy that you drink all that. That's wonderful that you.
My teeth are stained.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. So they got good tea in China, huh?
Yeah.
They're
the ones, dude.
So we got the old fashioned and the tea. Yeah. So you're classy.
Uppers, downers, ciders, dude. Everything.
Sophisticated man, Colin Robinson.
Thank you. That's what the mustache is for.
Trying to showcase your aura and your whole self, and that's That's part of it right there.
Cool.
You got the very classy sweater over the button down. Very classy look.
Thank you. I worked at
You always
Express
have
for 10
been,
years.
yes. He worked at Express for a while, and that
No
was
more though.
no more.
Dude, I will talk all sorts of shit.
What's
If you want, I don't want to
spill
derail
the
the
tea
podcast.
on Express?
No, we're good.
Okay. But you look nice. You
You
always
never
have,
know.
you
I
always
may
have
get
dress.
fired and need my job back.
Yeah. You know what? Don't burn bridges. Not on this show.
No.
Save that for your own show.
Hey, maybe my old district manager is like one of your 30 viewers. Oh,
Yeah.
no, you've been getting actually a lot of views and comments on your shit, dude.
Not really.
No.
Some.
Do you check the analytics and see if like someone from Japan watched your shit?
I've only checked the views so far.
Okay.
Not much analytics going on.
Dude, YouTube
I
and
assume that all the views, they listened for about 5 minutes and then stopped.
Yeah, see, that makes me not want to do a podcast because I'm going to see that and be like, oh, I'm just going to kill myself
Okay,
instead.
I'm lying. I did look at the average one time, and it wasn't a long time. The average view was not long.
I have this unrealistic expectation because I was first on YouTube like in like 07 when it was like really starting off.
Yeah.
And you could post a video and you would just randomly get like 1,000 views just putting something out there. But I had a video that was featured on some like Japanese blog. I got like 6,000 views.
Really?
On it. Yeah.
That'd be really hard now.
Yeah. It was. I beat first level Super Mario Brothers blindfolded. It's not that hard to do. And they're like, I don't know. It was all in Japanese, but they're like, let's
That's really
applaud this
impressive that you
foreigner
did
over
that,
here.
actually, though.
Everything else was like prank phone calls. So my dad made me delete everything.
Well, this one you're going to get 100 max.
I could have been PewDiePie, basically.
But those people will know you. And maybe this thing will blow up and somebody will really know you after that. You can go back and look at the archives and you're episode 4 or something like that.
Dude, and you know what? We're going to do an Epstein file reveal.
Yeah,
later,
that's fun.
So
Yeah.
that's going to get a lot of views.
Yes, this is Valentine's
like,
Day.
subscribe, turn on the notifications. You're going to want to know when the next one comes.
This is Valentine's Day to mark this. You are here and not with your girlfriend, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is this is filmed on Valentine's Day. The fact that this is happening is a reminder that you are single.
Yes, very.
Now, if someone sees this video and they go, "Oh, he's single. I'm not interested." He's not single. He has a girlfriend, but she's just so wrong for him. Whatever it takes to help you out, man. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask, dude. This is a cool place. Is this where you bring the huzz?
No hoe has ever seen this place.
That's probably good, man, because this is the best decorated part of the whole apartment. The rest is like I thought
I'm going for psychopath chic.
When I walked in, you're like, does it smell weird? And I was like, well, I was expecting you to just try to rape me immediately, just looking at it.
I have a really rapey vibe going on in here.
I'm not saying this is you. This is something I would say to an individual. A bed skirt is a good thing to have over your box spring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buy a bed skirt and cover it up.
I don't have anything that's just on the floor.
This is dude, you would thrive in Japan. Your shit is like a Japanese apartment. It's just a mattress on the floor. There's like 30 pairs of shoes by the door.
Yeah.
And then like 100 Pokemon plushies.
Let's not reveal too much.
Okay.
No Pokemon in here.
What do you want to know about me, Morgan? Damn.
Okay.
By the way,
Colin,
Coming to the Mic, dude, I just love it. It's a great title.
You like it? Do you like my wall?
Yes, dude. And it's like that title, it's like it's been sitting there and no one's grabbed it. And it was such an obvious thing. Like coming to the mic, like you're an MC and you're like coming to the mic, the next person. But also it's like if you really love comedy, you're like climaxing to the mic.
I hadn't even thought about that.
It's a clever double entendre.
There's more meaning than I even thought.
I like it.
Because I didn't think you were going to say that.
I love it.
Hey, and also that right there,
yeah,
the viewers know. And if you don't, these 4 pictures represent the open mics. This is the one, the Kraken Crab, every other Wednesday. This is the first and third Wednesday of the month. the very own Colin Robinson started that, and it's been going for quite a long time.
It's my obligation, so it continues.
But
It's a good thing.
But
it is a good thing.
Your open mic has been, it's the second longest open mic in town.
Dude, that's fucking true. That's like almost depressing, but that is cool.
At the circus room, we like to say we're the longest weekly open
there
mic.
You go. Okay. Because you know what I was going to say? It's like Wayne Gretzky being like so far above every other hockey player. It's like there's the 806 open mic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, did you know yours is second? Like, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's true.
It's still silver. You're still getting silver, man.
It's like 2022 or 2023. Kinsey reached out and wanted to set up a show or something, and I convinced her to let us do an open mic.
Yeah, and we're really glad because as I've explained before, that doubled the amount of open mics for comedy that we could do.
And
we went from twice a month to one, because a lot of people that started off, they got twice a month.
Mm.
When I was first really dabbling, which I just did it for some small time during COVID, couldn't even do it every week. It wasn't even twice a month because sometimes they would shut down.
Yeah.
And for a long time they were shut down because they like to really follow the rules there.
Oh yeah.
And even follow more than the rules because they didn't have to be shut down a few times and they still were.
Yeah. Which is cool. Dude, listen. I'm pro going home.
He is pro going home.
What
happens right when the mic is over?
Had a
you
great
go home.
2020.
2020, that was COVID.
I was like, it was bad. Like that was like, there were moments where like you're scared, you're mad, you're upset, but like, I deleted social media. I didn't have to work for 2 months. I made more money on unemployment.
Yeah,
because of the boost. If it wasn't for their little added boost because of COVID, right? They wanted you to stay home. Like, it would not have been good at all. But I was able to like replenish my savings. I took my dog on like 3 walks a day. I was afraid for anyone else to make my food, so I was making just like beans every day. I lost all this weight, dude. I was like not depressed anymore from fucking COVID.
Colin is screaming, "Bring back COVID."
I work from home now, so I can't get out of it. But if there's some pandemic we can have where everyone is off of work for 2 months and they just pay us and they have the money to do that, don't let them think that.
Don't let them fool you.
Just do that. You know what? Everyone's going to be in such a better mood. And I can't get over these nerds during COVID that were like, we want to go back to work. Fuck you, dude. Don't ever let your boss know that you want to work that bad because they will stop paying you. Look at what happened. Everyone said, fuck McDonald's. They said, we will pay you $20 an hour.
And they
like
are.
3 weeks of people bouncing, and they're like, we will actually pay you a reasonable wage.
That's all you got.
Why would you ever say, well, I want to go back? Shut up. Stop talking. You don't want to go back.
If we learned anything from COVID, it's that.
Yes.
Don't say that.
Sorry.
That's okay. So, I was going to ask you, where are you from?
Well, Morgan, I'm from Booker, Texas originally.
Booker, Texas? Where is that?
That is in the very northeast corner of the Texas Panhandle, about...
Northeast.
It's about 3 miles south of the Oklahoma state line.
Okay.
It's not in the very, very northeast.
You're right next
That's
to
closer
Oklahoma.
to like Follett and Derazette.
You're dang near an Okie.
We're kind of in Lipscomb County, the northwest corner. Dang near an Okie, you know. Booker used to be LeKemp, Oklahoma. And then when they put the railroad in, they moved the town, which I have no clue what that meant.
Wild. They moved the
South.
town and it moved it out of a state?
Yeah.
And then
it became
dang near
Booker,
an Okie.
Texas.
Because Clarendon, I'm from Clarendon, Texas. That's a very small town, just like Booker. We're actually the same
They have
color.
their own college.
Yeah.
Clarendon College.
Yeah.
There's no Booker College.
No, we had some advanced...
Big city boy.
We had
Morgan
some
Robinson.
advanced, what do you say, settlers. They were very educated and very Christian.
Yeah.
So we have like 27 churches and we have a college. And that's pretty... I graduated from there,
So
actually.
they teach you like biblical biology and
They
shit.
might be.
That way you can go work at that museum in Kentucky or whatever.
Mhm.
The fake dinosaurs. The Noah's Ark Museum.
Where's that at? In Kentucky?
I don't know. It's somewhere. You know, somewhere where they would have like a Noah's Ark Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, from Booker.
From Booker, almost Oklahoma. So what did When did you first, as a Booker resident, when did you realize that comedy was that you were interested in comedy?
I don't know. I don't think I realized an interest until I was an adult and I
Yeah.
had moved to Amarillo. My parents had HBO at the
Okay.
house, and so I got to see a lot of like HBO stand-up specials,
Mm-hmm.
Russell Simmons' Def Comedy
Very
Jam.
nice.
And so like I knew stand-up was a thing, and like I saw how hard like the audience was laughing and
Mm-hmm.
how they would get people just into like a frenzy. You know, my parents would laugh and I would laugh, and so I liked that, but I liked watching also like the Tonight Show and things
So you
like
watched
that.
comedy with your parents?
Yeah,
Yeah, Javi, he watched a lot of comedy with his parents too. I didn't watch much comedy with my parents. I did watch Howard Stern with my dad.
that's cool. I
That
don't think I ever got to
that
see
was
any Howard
not
Stern stuff.
comedy
I wanted to
in a
though.
pure sense, but it was
He
enjoyment.
was on E. His
Hmm.
thing was on E, which is
Yeah,
crazy because like, you would think HBO would be the
yeah,
obvious thing.
and he was everybody's guy. Now he's on the left. Anyway,
Maybe he was always there.
maybe so. Maybe
He also
maybe he
started
was.
going to therapy.
Maybe yes.
You know,
He's doing his thing on Sirius now. So yeah, like if you when what would you say was the first time that you realized that you would like to get on stage?
fuck. I knew I wanted to so long before I actually did.
When you were watching comedians, you were like, I want to do. Were you just like that was cool, or were you like, I want to do that?
I don't know that I realized I wanted to do that. I thought it was cool. I do remember at least as early in the first grade, you know, like you get asked questions like, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And you know, you learned about like storm chasers or like FBI agents, and so it's like you
I want to
thought
be a storm
I want
chaser.
to do that, and it's like now you know that's not a paid job and
Yeah.
shit, or like FBI agent because you know you want to show a badge or something. But like
The cool jobs.
I always thought like host a talk show. I wanted to be like Jay Leno, which is insane because I know like he
Well, look,
doesn't
you're kind of on a
have
talk
a
show right
huge
now.
fan base. But I kind of wanted that, and the thing is that is the thing that like the adults could be like, yeah. I liked the positive attention from adults, and what I could do is I could do voices.
Uh-huh.
So I watched all that stand up with my folks, but I would watch movies with my mom like every Sunday. We'd go to the theater in Perryton. They had a Sunday matinee at 2
Okay.
p.m. And so we'd go eat lunch and we'd go watch that. And I watched so many movies. And so I could do like a Forrest Gump impression or something.
Okay.
And she'd like have her friends listen and they're like, oh, that's cute.
Man,
And I'm like, I like that.
you do a good impression.
Because like, I'm not an only child, but my sister, my like full sister is like 11 years older than me. My half sister was like, I didn't even meet her until I was like 16 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like an only child.
child-esque. Man, that makes me and you and Saul only child adjacent.
Dude, when you're it's yeah, to be a comedian there's a certain level of narcissism, and I think if you're like kind of only child there's like a
Yeah, because I'm
there's an
not a
inherent
truly only
thing.
child, but nobody else grew up in my house, so
Your siblings are like 80 years older than you.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're just like a little spoiled brat.
Your dad like
They
he's
got
like,
it.
he's
They
like,
got
nah,
mom.
it doesn't work anymore.
He got mom whenever she had money, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was just more like I knew I wanted to do entertainment. We had like little plays in school that I think you like had to be a part
Yeah,
of.
you're a theater guy.
And then in high school, you know, it was weird, dude. It's like, I was kind of, here's what's crazy. I am a shy person.
I would not believe. I don't believe that.
I grew up a very shy boy. The lady that babysat me, like Thelma, she was like my grandma, right? She wasn't my grandma, but she babysat me. She felt like a grandma. She would have people come over and I would just go hide. I was so terrified of strangers.
Introvert.
Dude, and I was like that up until like high school, and I was in the FFA, and I went to like an FFA convention and went to a dance, and like girls were like interested in me. I don't know what it was, but something changed. And then I had a little bit of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
That got me through the rest of high school, right? But
That
I tried
confidence
to, yeah,
boost.
I wanted to dabble in one act play, and I did crew. I didn't want to be on the stage. And like, I don't know how, but like I sucked at fucking crew. I don't know how you can suck at that, but like I did.
You're made for the stage.
And so I tried to be on stage, but it's like everybody else involved was not taking it seriously, and I hated it. And so I just like dropped out. And it was a big to do whenever that happened because it kind of like ended the whole play. But
You ended the play because you bailed?
dude, everyone else they said they felt the same. And so I was like, well, do we want to just tell her that we don't want to do this play anymore? And they're like, yeah, we all agree. And I went and I said it. And then I remember like the teacher, like, dude, this is in high school. She's like our sponsor. And she was like, okay. And then turned around and left. And that like ended practice, and everyone's like, well, I didn't.
Here I was thinking that you were this theater guy. You ended theater.
I know. Well, and I don't know what it was. I think really deep down I was just kind of shy, and I didn't feel like it was coming together. And I'm the type of person that if I feel like it's not going to be perfect, I don't even want to start.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Perfectionism, it halts a lot of things.
But it never went away.
Yeah.
I've always liked the tension. And, you know, I got into like trying to make videos on YouTube and stuff. So that was like my stage for a while. But it was new at the time, you know. But probably around 2012 or so, I stopped going to college. And I remember calling my mom crying, saying, I'm dropping out. I don't like this. I think I want to do stand-up. I did not actually attempt stand-up for like another 4 years.
That might surprise people, but not about you. Just a general is like once you realize you want to do it. There's a long time before you do it sometimes.
And I'm the worst type of person about that because sometimes when you talk about something enough, you don't realize it, but your brain's getting like the satisfaction of acting like you did it.
I was trying to tell you that. Yes, I don't want to talk about stuff because I think you get a reaction. Yeah, you feel like you did it a little bit, and it makes you not.
The more you talk about it and you tell everyone about your plans, like, that's brilliant, but you never do it,
and then you got the gratification
nothing
because you told them and you got the gratification, and so you're like, why do I have to do it? That's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
What you were talking about, an introvert. I think it'll surprise people how many stand-ups are introverts because I think everyone would probably assume they're all extroverts, but it's a different kind of attention. It's not like being social. If you're an extrovert, then you gain you charge your emotional battery in public or in social settings. So you'd think that that's what all stand-ups would be that, but it's weird. You're not being social with the crowd.
They're on stage alone, aren't they?
Yeah.
You could be an actor. You could be in an acting theater. I would say theater people are extroverts to a fault. You know what I'm saying? And I don't guess the only stand-ups I know are us. I've never really gotten to know anybody. I feel like I'm fairly close with Selena, but like I'm really not close with any of the Lubbock people, and so.
Well, I do a lot of a lot of research, if you will, as far as it surprised you how many extrovert or introverts there are in stand-up. It surprised me, and I am also an introvert, so I don't like to be super social for a really long period of time.
Because you're doing a monologue, and it's like, what is a monologue but like a conversation you had with yourself at some point, right?
Yeah. So if you piece it, if you pull it apart, it's not dependent on extrovert introvert. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
So you went from what was the first open mic that you did?
So I can't remember exactly when I called my mom to tell her I wanted to do stand-up.
Oh yeah, let's start there. You went from dropped out of college and you said, I'm doing stand-up.
Yeah, I can't remember where I was at in my life. I was working at Express in the mall, and I think I also worked at Radio Shack at the time in Summit Shopping Center.
I don't even know. I don't even know where that is.
It's over. Oh my God, what even is over there? It's in the Jason's Deli Shopping Center.
Okay.
It's like a barbecue supply store or some shit now. But I was working at those two places, And I just remember thinking, like, I knew that 806 had an open mic, and I thought maybe I'll do something there. And I'm like, well, what would I write? Because I knew I wanted to do stand up, but I had no material. I didn't even know how to go about it. Because when you watch it, it's like that person's just up there, as far as you know, riffing.
Yeah.
And they're just that funny.
Yeah.
You don't know that it's like
Yeah.
rehearsed and refined.
And that they've been doing it for 20 years.
Yes, and that there's like an instinct that you develop over time. And so I just knew I kind of like wanted to do it because I had been watching a lot of. I worked at Express in the back. I put the sensors on all the clothes. That was like my side gig from Radio Shack.
That's all you did.
So I had the two jobs.
Was just put the sensors.
They get so many clothes, and so someone has to like censor them. And so like they used to have the payroll to where you could have a guy do that, and I was that guy. And I would just put my headphones in and just
go to.
I listened to it. I mean, they played awesome music there, and so like I have this whole music taste based off of Express now. But I would also put in like my phone headphones, you know, and then I would listen to like
Express-based music taste,
indie pop, EDM.
Because of you, I have been in there a couple of times. I never would have went in there, and I have been in there a couple of times now.
I recommend.
Not many.
I recommend.
I wear the same thing every day, so
it's they have daily driver stuff just like this, but
I
it's
wear
like a shirt,
solid shirt,
fits.
jeans, or different color pants, and that's like I'm like a cartoon character.
There you go. But I watched a lot of stand up whenever I was doing this, and so I kind of got it in my head. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. I want to do that. You know. And then
it's for your confidence. You're trying to get your confidence.
It was that, and also I had just got a Netflix subscription, and this is back when Netflix had like all these documentaries, and I started learning about like the 1% and, you know, income inequality and all this kind of stuff. And so I kind of started developing this revolutionary mindset. I like read the Communist Manifesto, and I'm like, no, Karl Marx isn't fucking crazy at all, dude. Like,
so you're going to be a comedian. This is the jokes you're going to make.
Well, that's the people who influenced me. Were like these people that were making like political statements and shit. And so I'm like, I want to do that. And so I called my mom crying, said I want to do that, and then did nothing. I think at some point I like wrote a poem kind of about why they need to legalize weed, and I was going to do it at the 806 open mic.
You're going to do a poem first?
Yes.
I thought about doing that.
But like funny. And then they had a meeting that night at Radio Shack. They never had meetings, but they had it that night of all nights. And I was like, can I just like get the notes from this? And they like yelled at me over the phone, like, no, you have to come to the fucking meeting. And so I'm like, okay. And I never went. And so I didn't do anything until 2016.
So your first open mic was 2016?
Yes. It was, I think it was like the week before, maybe 2 weeks before the 2016 election. Sometime in late October. And what had happened was I have a friend that I met through Express, Jay Hare. He's done some rapping and stuff. That may be how you know him, but also everyone.
Shout out Jay Hare.
Shout out Jay Hare, Jordan Hare. Everyone in Amarillo knows this dude. He's like one of the coolest dudes ever. Not trying to like, you know, twist a knife in you, Morgan, but Jordan's fucking hella cool too, dude. So
I'm not cool, so that's not twisting anything.
Okay, well then shut the fuck up. Dude, he's fishing for compliments over here, Morgan.
I don't. I'm a bad fish.
Jordan and I hung out a lot, and we would have a lot of deep convos and stuff. And you know, he's a bit of a cinephile. He really loves movies, and he would talk about like
he likes the Godfathers and the Taxi Drivers. And
he likes a lot, but he likes the craft, and he likes to analyze like actors' performances and things like that. And so, he was going to film school in Santa Fe for a while. And then he like, you know, dropped out. And so he's always talked about acting. And then one day at work, he was like, dude, I signed up for an adult acting class at AC.
Adult, like.
And like, you know.
That sounds.
It's Amarillo College
graphic.
Conservatory Theater. It is just kind of a thing that they offer. It's like Wednesdays at 7. And I don't know if they have it right now, but at the time, that's what it was, right? And so it wasn't like, you know, you're enrolled in school. It's kind of like an elective type thing. But hearing him say that just inspired me so much. And I was like, you've always talked about the acting, and now you're doing it. And I've always wanted to act too. That's the thing. I just knew I wanted to entertain.
Yeah.
Right? And when he told me that, I was like, what is the class? And I went and enrolled same day. And so we went to that class together. And that class is the thing that like flipped the switch. And at first, you know, you go in and it's like me, him, and then this girl were like the only people under like 40 or 50 in there. So it was like a lot of older folks. There's like, you know, some guy who had a fake British accent, and like it's a whole cast of characters. Have you ever watched Barry on HBO?
No.
It's about an
Barack
acting.
Obama?
No, it's Bill Hader from SNL. He plays like an assassin, or not an assassin. Well, yeah, he's an assassin, but he's like an old sniper from the Marines who starts doing an acting class. And it's a very accurate representation of your typical adult acting class. So that's a really good reference to figure out what this class was like. But day one, the teacher handed us out monologues. And she said, what we are going to do today is we are each going to find a little private space, and you're going to read through your monologue. And you don't have to memorize it, but I need you to go up on stage and perform your monologue. And so I got mine, and basically it's just a monologue from the perspective of a dog. I'm a dog. I love to wag my tail whenever you leave. I want to leave. I don't know where you're at. Blah, 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 blah.
That's an inspiring role.
And I knew like, okay, so I'm like, what could I do? And I'm just thinking, well, I guess just try to act like a dog. I believe I had my dog at this point, Jake, and I loved him, and shout out Jake. He's lost him September 30, 2022. Love that guy. Still think of him every day. I was like, I'll just be like Jake, like when you get home, your dog's like, hey, and they act crazy, right? So
that was your inspiration.
We have our time to rehearse, and the people that go up first are like just reading, almost like they're doing an audiobook. They're not acting it out. And in my mind, I'm like, you could do more with that. And so I'm just thinking, I am going to do more with mine.
I'm going to blow this
and I went up, and it wasn't even that psycho, dude. I just remember going up, running out, and back, like acting crazy. The exact opposite of what my body was telling me to do on a stage in lights in front of people. And they loved it.
What did that do? And hold on to that feeling in your mind right now. What did that feel like the first time?
The thing is that like you're a social animal, and part of that involves not upsetting the group, because you can be shunned and you will be on your own and you will die. The reason you don't want to act crazy in front of people is because of that.
Yeah.
You fear this shun, and instead of that, you got adoration. So not only did you not get that, you got the opposite. This thing that you have kind of wanted throughout your life.
Who doesn't want that?
And it told me that like it is safe to disregard your ego on stage. And in fact, that's what people want. And that's what me and Jay here did in the class. We actually like go up there and just fucking. Now we were doing shots and shit every class because it was terrifying. But that first class did something with me.
The class was terrifying.
Yeah, but we did it. Now the open mic at the 806 doesn't start till like 9, or back in the day with Thomas 9:30, 9:45. Advertised as 9. Yeah, I'm shitting on Thomas right now. I don't give a fuck. But our class was over before that, and me and Jay here were feeling good. And I said, dude, let's go to the open mic. I want to see what it's like. I think I want to sign up at some point, and I want to scope it out first.
Did you have any bits, or you're going to do the dog thing?
I had a bit. Okay. So at some point in time, it did occur to me to just try and type some stuff out, notes on my phone. And so I just went, and I wasn't planning on performing. I was just like, I want to go watch. And
you were just like, I want to go watch?
And we went, and there were so many people there. And this was...
You're like, adoration.
At this point in time, they were handing the sign-out sheet, like they were passing it around. And it came to me, And I'm like, I'm gonna do
It did used to be a passed around thing.
Yeah.
It's not that anymore.
No.
You go to the podium now.
And I was like, I was feeling confident, so I did it. And I went up whenever they finally called me up, and I didn't know anyone there except for Jay Hair.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I have never like actually used a mic before. And so I walked up, and the cable was like wrapped all around it.
1,000
And so
times.
I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, and I didn't know like how to adjust. I'm fish out of water, and so I'm like kind of trying to stand upright to talk into the mic, and I'm just reading off of my phone, and it was just jokes about like a pizza party at work. Like that's a bullshit thing, right? And they're a very supportive audience.
Good stuff. Yeah,
and
they are.
So they're like, ha 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 ha. And whenever I
these are real laughs, haha.
Yeah. Well, they were good. They were like, ha, chuckling and stuff. And then when I was done, they applauded, and like I was ready to leave after that, but people were like, hey dude, that was really funny. And then they would reference something that I said, and that was just so huge to me. And that was the first time I ever did stand-up. I did it again 2 weeks later because my current girlfriend, I met her around the time. This is a very transformative year for me, 2016.
Okay. 2016.
If it's a bad year for everyone else, I'm probably killing it.
What else
dude.
happened that year?
Harambe, it's like that's the best thing that ever happened to me. Harambe getting offed. Sorry. But I met my girlfriend, and like part of what made me feel like I needed to do that was when I first met her. Mm-hmm. She made a reference to a Mitch Hedberg joke, mm-hmm. and I got it. Uh-huh. And that made her light up. Yeah. And I was like, I'm a bit of a comedian myself. I had never done stand-up other than just telling my mom I'm dropping out of college to pursue stand-up. And so I came out of that open mic feeling like $1 million, uh-huh. and I texted her, and I'm like, I just did an open mic, and it was great. And she's like, I want to go to the next one. I want to go to the next one. The next one was the day after Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton. And that was quite
the worst time to be at the 806.
That was a magical night at the 806. That was like, dude, it was quiet in there. The first guy...
There's some jokes that won't land that day.
The first guy to go up was a white guy. I don't know anything else about him, but he goes, I just want to say before anyone else goes up tonight that white men should just, I think, shut up. And everyone's like, yeah! And I'm like, God damn, I'm going to go up and I'm a white guy. Yeah, like, hack. But no, my set was basically, I had kind of like worked on
party stuff?
if Donald Trump wins and then if he loses.
You had a joke for both?
Yes, I kind of had a route to go, and I did both, and I was basically just like, well, like there weren't really any jokes. I was just like, Bernie should have won. And like, Thomas is like...
Yeah, he's like, yes.
And then after that, dude, my girlfriend, I felt like I went to this place with a chick, and I looked cool, and then she just loved me after that. And I didn't do stand-up again for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny how similar our stories end up being, because... that I had a big gap like that too. I was just about to say, Donald Trump was never not a part of your stand-up career. Like, that has always been a consistent thing. He's still there.
He's a part of everyone's life.
Mm-hmm.
Even I feel bad for people the rest of the world. He's a part of their life too.
Yeah.
Like, at least we live here. I mean, there's an excuse, but like, I feel bad for them. It's just an assault. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
You got the chick. You got the we're gonna fast forward 2 years.
Yeah,
and
2
then
years.
So when was the next? Did you do two? Is this 2 open mics you've done? The one before the election and one after the election.
Yeah.
But you got the girl. So why do you need to keep doing?
Why bother? Yeah. What are you, stupid?
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
That's the most efficient comedy career of all time. You got exactly what you wanted. You were on
I should have just quit, dude, and someone write a book about it.
You got what you wanted. You were up there for 10 minutes total, probably. Done.
It's like, wait, man, thinking, man, why do anything else? Just tell your kids that. Yeah, I used to do.
That's how I got your mom.
Yeah. Oh, Eddie Murphy, why is he still doing it? Get laid. Come on.
Was he doing it for 15 years? Come on.
In back before I ever did that 2016 open mic, I worked at Petco, and I met someone there one time who was like kind of funny, and we had a fun interaction. And he said, "Dude, I'm looking to start an improv group."
Okay.
And I was like, "I would like to be a part of that." And I was like, "You want me to give you your number? You can reach out to me." He's like, "Sure." And I got his number. His name was Skylar Potter.
Skylar Potter. He's a OG.
And at some point in time, I remember being on Facebook and seeing a video from Yellow City Comedy, and it was Skylar on stage at, I think, IDK Bar and Grill. Now, I couldn't tell like if there was a crowd, if they were listening or anything, but I'm like, what the fuck? He never called me. I would have been a part of this. So I did the open mic in 2016. Fast forward to 2018, February, my girlfriend sends me a screenshot of a post from like a Yellow City Comedy or Skylar or somebody, and it was a flyer for an upcoming open mic at Whiskey River, and it said Yellow City Comedy.
That Skylar started that one? Okay.
And it said like Skylar Potter, and I was like, I recognized, and I'm like, that's the guy. And I'm like, so here's what I need to do. I've done stand-up at least once. It went well. I need to actually like get me a set. I need to prep it, and I need to go show this dude why he fucked up and not calling me, dude. And I'm going to be a part of his group.
Yeah, you're the guy that is like, why didn't you call me?
Yeah.
You want to be that guy.
And so I rehearsed a bit basically about like iPhones and Apple fucking you over with each iteration of iPhone, something like that. And I rehearsed it over and over and over and over and over because I was like, I want to do really good. I want to do really good. I don't want to
forget it.
I don't want to have to look at my notes. You know, I want it to be memorized. So I've got it. And my girlfriend went with me to this Whiskey River open mic. And at the time, this was like a lot of people attended. Over time, people stopped attending these, and Whiskey River became a fucking shithole. But for a while, it was killer. And I just remember it was packed in there, and there were so many people that were signed up. And I was like 10th up or something. And everyone before me I watched like ate shit. They were not getting laughs. They had no energy. They're like, one guy I remember went up, said like one or two things, and then choked and just stopped talking, and into the mic goes, "Oh my God." And like, that was so terrifying to watch, but I just remember thinking, I'm gonna fucking crush, because they obviously didn't prepare. I prepared, and I went up, and I had like a little bit of improv stuff based on like, you know, some performances previous and like the crowd, and then I did my whole thing, and like it went well. And I went back to the table with my girlfriend, and Skylar walked over and was like, "Dude, hey, you killed it. I would say hold the mic a little closer to your mouth, but that was awesome, dude. We're doing a Valentine's Day show at the 806 next week. Do you want to go?"
And you were put on a show?
Yeah.
The fourth time you did a mic? The third time you did a mic?
I think it was like their anti-Valentine's thing. And they haven't had, you know, stand-up as a part of that in a while.
Valentine's Day come full circle.
Yep. But, yeah, he invited me, and I prepared some stuff for that. And ever since then, it's been a thing with Yellow City Comedy. A little bit of a hiatus during COVID, but that's when I truly started.
Went to mics after that. Did the Whiskey River was consistent after that? And then 806.
Whiskey River, 806.
Because I hear stories of the Whiskey River days, but I was never there.
And then, well, it was all dive bars. That's why I love the 806, was it's really the only crowd. And it's not even that it's like a liberal crowd. It's just, it's a younger crowd of people who are exposed to like a broader range of media. And so they got more references. They were more open to different
and they're paying
jokes and ideas. And it wasn't like this, you would think it's some kind of woke nightmare, but like they've always been the most open crowd. I feel like it's changed lately a little bit, but yeah, it was always so great. And then these dive bars, you know, it's different now at Circus Room, but when it started, you're ruining someone's night.
Yeah.
They used to have karaoke this night. And now you fucked it up with your stand-up comedy open mic. And like, so people just hated you.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing to have that, because if you cannot go on stage, perform, and the crowd hate you, you won't make it in stand-up, because that will happen, and it may happen to you when you're as big as Theo Von.
It's gonna happen. You've got to get those.
T.I. bombed.
Take those. Yeah. T.I. was cooked immediately. But that's a fun. I didn't know all of that. That's a great insight into how you started, because when
10,000 views this episode.
When I first saw you, you were only 2 years in. I'll say that you were really good.
Thanks,
when I saw you and you were 2 years in, which makes me feel like crap, because I don't think I'm almost 2 years in, and I'm definitely not as good as you were then, for sure. So that I didn't see the evolution of everybody, but as soon as I saw you, you were just like good.
Thanks.
Like, I saw you the first time at Golden Light, I believe, on the show with Matt, Clemente, and Saul. And I don't. It wasn't Comedy Cartel. I think it was something after that. It might have been the one where y'all brought the guy from Dallas.
Chris Harrison. He's from Chicago. He was, it's funny, dude. That he's a good example of why you really can't clock Amarillo. He was kind of like ultra like nationalistic conservative. It was weird. I remember like Matt's girlfriend at the time telling me about this dude, and she's like, he told everyone to like stand for the pledge at a comedy show.
Really?
And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Well, no one was at this show. It was like very barely attended, but yeah, he was talking about like, you need to stand for the pledge and blah blah blah. And then he's like, if your kid does hit this shit with his hand, you need to beat the shit out of him. And it's like,
I don't remember that, but I do remember thinking that whenever you hear people on comedians on podcasts talk about locals burying a traveling comedian, they may not be like, as experienced as that guy, but they know the crowd, they get the local references. I felt like y'all all did better than him, and he was the closer.
Thank you. And I wish he would have been at the Cactus Bar show he was on, because that was one of my favorite shows ever, because it was so entirely out of control. But somehow I was able to latch onto that and look cool in front of a mostly black audience.
Which has got to feel great.
Which is great as a white guy.
We love that.
And then Chris, who is black, went up and lost the crowd immediately and was arguing. And it was like, dude, it's so crazy.
I think he did some of that in the show that I was watching.
Because the crowd was rowdy, but it's like they were listening to the comics and there was like a back and forth. But dude, he fucking lost them. People are like talking shit on him loud to where you cannot now hear him. It was insane to see. And it's like, when he first came in, I thought they were going to love him, because he's like, we're doing all Biden jokes. He's playing, Garth Brooks, fucking, all the like hits and shit that white people will love. He was killing it. And then he went up and just ate shit. And it's like, no, they're not that. It's not that simple, dude. You can't just make, hey, gay people are weird. Like, no, dude, you actually have to be funny.
Yeah. I don't know how he was a traveling guy, but
I think all it takes is just someone who's willing to just go do a show hours away. Yeah. I don't think there's anything more to it than that.
Well, we're going to move on a little bit because of time. We're going to...
I'll shut up. Fine.
No, I
do you need me to go?
This is all great stuff.
No, it's fine. I'll go. No, it's Valentine's Day. It's fine.
He is away from his girlfriend.
No, you've got like a girl, right? It could be a guy. I don't give a shit, by the way. It's just whatever. Just so you know, Morgan, if it was a boy or a girl, that's fine.
I have a fan question.
Okay.
We'll start with that.
Okay. I am excited about this. I'm terrified at the same time.
This fan question comes from Remy DeLaura.
Okay.
Big fan of the show, Remy. We love Remy. He's the host of the Open Mic at 806 now. Love Remy. Remy, his question is, do you think there's any truth to saying comedians want to be rock stars and rock stars want to be comedians? If so, why?
Why is a great question.
And then he follows up with saying, he's asking kind of a lot of questions, Remy. This is a lot. But it says... I'm
sorry, doesn't Remy host like some podcast
I don't know. Does
some
he?
rock podcast that Jared Tooley was hosting. You
let's-
could have me on the fucking podcast, Remy.
I would have shouted it out if you did. I didn't know he had one.
Sorry. Okay, but yeah, comedians.
And what's
rock stars.
compelling you to get on this stage? Why do people get in front of people? Why do you have to get in front of people? You've answered that question. That one's been we know that.
It's a deficiency. I
Yeah.
mean, truly, I really do think anyone who has to get on stage. I'm not saying this is necessarily a negative trait, but I think you may be lacking in something. It depends on why you're doing it. If you feel like I feel like everyone needs to see what I do.
Yeah.
That's its own sort of mental disorder, right? But this desire to have approval. Have you ever put a lot of thought, and I'm not answering Remy's question right now. I will circle back to it.
The rockstar thing is the first question.
We'll circle back to it. But have you ever put any thought into what if you were famous? What would your life be like?
I haven't.
Okay. I have.
You want that badly.
Because I don't do mushrooms and then go to Avatar. I do mushrooms and then lock the doors at home, as we've established. No, I thought about it and I realized I don't think I necessarily want to be famous and in people's eyes. I just want to know that a lot of people like me. And I think
a lot of people do like you.
That's because
you
there's
have fans and fans' questions.
And see, that's the thing is that somehow it's like my body doesn't absorb that.
Yeah.
There's something blocking that to where I can't get the satisfaction.
It's like you want it, you need it, but for some reason you can't accept it.
Yes. Like you get rabies, you're afraid of water, and you fucking die of thirst, or you just die from the rabies.
It's very similar.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of
like
like
that analogy.
That. So that may answer the question of what keeps you going to the stage.
But you can't get it.
More on that. Remind me to circle back to that because I have the Alzheimer's gene. I'm just going to say that.
Do you really?
I don't know.
That sucks.
I might, dude.
My grandma had it.
My grandma had it.
No.
Fuck, dude. We're fucked.
Robinsons.
I hope we remember what this podcast is about.
I won't.
To answer the question.
Rock stars.
Yes. At least for me.
We don't know if rock stars want to be comedians.
So here's my thing. I've got 2 data points. One, me. I am a comedian. I would rather be a rock star. When I was in high school, when I was in my room with the door shut, I wasn't working on stand-up. I had a guitar. I spent probably $1,000 of like summer job money on guitars, Morgan. That was going to be what I was going to do. I was going to be in a punk band, and I was listening to Sum 41 on my headphones, and I would like look up the tabs and play along and shit. I had my dad's old Casio keyboard that he bought from Radio Shack, so I was like trying to learn piano too. I wanted to be a rock star. But here's the thing. I was not that good at piano. I was not that good at guitar. At best, I would only be able to be like a rhythm guitarist. And if you're going to do rhythm, you have to like sing too. And I can't fucking sing. But I wanted all of that. I would rather have that because you can joke in between songs, but then you just have the music and the shit. I would rather that every day. I mean, I know like people don't like Maroon 5 now, but there was a time where Maroon 5 was on top of the world and Adam Levine was it. Yeah. And I'm like, I should have been Adam Levine. But the comedy, I don't know that it's something that I was born with. I think it's just my environment. I think my parents are people who have senses of humor and who are capable of understanding dark and twisted humor and shit. Like they have very healthy senses of humor. So
that's probably very important.
Yeah. So it's more like this is ultimately what I want is the adoration from the crowd. This is my conduit to that. So that's me. Jarrett Reddick, I don't know, is the singer / guitarist from Bowling for Soup. Remy did a show with him at Golden Light. Oh, wow. I was so red and hot because I've loved Bowling for Soup since high school. My ag teacher loved them. And so I was like learning their music too. And like, here's this dude is like, 20 years later, fat as hell. And I got to meet him and I went and introduced myself and I made a comment about, comedians and rock stars because Bowling for Soup, they're very comedy oriented. Yeah. A lot of the songs are funny. A lot of the videos are funny. They're clearly like funny guys.
The name is funny.
he said, yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I could have done stand up, but it's just not really my thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I think 100% it is a thing that you want to be the opposite.
Yeah.
And I think why is it that way? I think there's something in human nature where you're going to want what you don't have. That's the thing that makes you like pursue more,
Mm-hmm.
right? And grow and develop and expand, which is a part of just life, right?
And it's all just
Plants
expressions.
put out roots. That's humans' form of putting out roots.
And
Right?
it's expressions of being on a stage and seeking adoration of people.
I think it's just it's two separate types of people seeking the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably are able to get that, but you're like, oh, it would be better if blank. Because I'll bet you when you're the front man for a band, you have to have some kind of charisma. Because when the song's over, you can't just start another song. Perhaps you can, but at some point you have to interact with the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to keep them.
Yeah.
You have to keep the crowd with you. You know this is key to stand up. We do like 5, 10, 15-minute increments, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is all the same thing, right? We're all keeping the crowd interested. And so when you're a front man, you kind of have to have
You're
that.
like the host and the
And with that is
talent.
that ego that you've got. And so you probably are like, I am funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm good. People want to hear this.
Yeah.
And so you have that. And so you're like, I'd probably do good at stand-up. Because there's people that are not rock stars that are like that, right?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, I would do good at stand-up. And then they go up and they just,
Yeah.
because they don't prepare.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's really all it is like, I would rather, that's my thing. I would rather just be a part of the band. I'm one of the guys. I could sing, I could do whatever, but like, it's not all on me. When you're stand-up, it's all you.
Mm-hmm.
It is dead silent unless you're talking.
There's no team.
When
It's
you're in a
just...
band, you can break a string on your guitar. There's a guy to bring you a fucking new one, or it's like you're bouncing off of everybody. You have the backing track. There's help. When you're in theater, there's help. There's someone on the stage to like yell your lines or whatever. If you get sick, someone can replace you. Stand up, you're alone. And so I think it's all just kind of tied into ego and the look for adoration. Thank you for the question, Remy. I love you.
That's a good question.
I just want to say, because one time Remy told me, do you really like me, man? Yes!
Remy will listen to this too.
I know I'm like sarcastic and I don't have a lot of facial animation when I'm like being serious, and I'm uncomfortable being serious. But no, Remy's like, he's a sweet man. I don't mean that as an insult or saying he's low-key gay. Like, that is what I value in a person, is, are they kind? Can you approach them? Can you talk to them? Will they share a little bit about you? At any point, do they try to make you feel uncomfortable or less than? Like, Jimmy, Jesus fucking Christ, Remy. I almost said Jeremy and then Remy and then Jimmy. Anywho, Jimmy! We love Jimmy.
We love Jimmy.
Big man, strong man, long hair, came to me, tears in his face, and he said, Colin, why do rock stars want to be comedians, and why do comedians want to be rock stars? Anywho, he's a sweet guy, and I really do love him, and I appreciate the way he is.
Yes, and we appreciate the question.
And I want to go first next 806 open mic.
Yes. And last thing I'm going to say is, this is a segment that I've liked, is if you could give one bit of advice to an up-and-coming comedian that's just starting, that's thinking about doing open mics or doing open mics, or maybe somebody who's been in it for a while, what advice would you give to that person? Javi's was just do it.
Just do it.
And Saul's was be yourself, I think. So don't say those two things.
Those are both valid.
They're valid, but not great.
No. I just mean I agree with them. And by the way, we can get, this doesn't have to be our final segment. I don't know where we're at with the time, but we can keep going.
We're getting there.
I love sharing about myself. It's part of my
and I loved it. You've been great. You've been great.
Fuck, what was the question? Oh, bit of advice. Okay.
Yeah, advice to a young comedian.
Rehearse. Know what you're going to say before you go on stage.
That's beautiful.
It's very obvious, but it's such a simple
It's not
thing.
obvious.
Okay. I guess so, huh? Because people start off. Can I tell? I have a story. I have a good story actually.
Let's hear
I'm
it.
gonna name names. I don't give a fuck because I don't know where this dude's at, and I don't really know him personally. So it's good to rehearse. I mentioned my story from Whiskey River earlier. That was the clear difference. You know, Skylar and Matt were like awesome. Like they killed it, right?
Yeah.
It's material that they've done before. I feel like nobody else there had rehearsed material.
Yeah.
You have to know what you're going to say before you go up
Mm-hmm.
there because you don't know what the crowd's going to be like. You can't count on the crowd to give you feedback or to even be listening.
Mm-mm.
And so you need to just go up there and be able to do your thing. And so if someone does happen to listen, you can catch them.
Mm-hmm.
So rehearse.
Rehearse.
Know what you're going to say. Even if they're not listening, you should have a set that you can get through even without audience interaction. And it's good to have that on occasion. It's better to have interaction. If we had a comedy club here, I think it would develop comedians so much better than what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Because then people would be able to tell you what they want,
Yeah.
not just what they don't want.
Yeah, the audience would be responding and telling and kind of giving you the feedback that you really require.
But you need to be able to get through your set regardless of what the audience is doing. And if you didn't rehearse, you're not going to be able to do that.
Mm-mm.
And they're going to know because again, it's like we have had this conversation previously. The difference between conversationally funny and stand-up funny. You are funny to your friends and coworkers in conversation because they have a lot of relevant context.
Yes.
You guys have watched the same shows, you have the same coworkers, you've experienced the same things. So you can make a joke that references
The
these
setup
things.
doesn't have to be explained.
Yeah, and it clicks. Stand up, you are a stranger and you have to walk up there and these people have to know who you are. And they have to have a feeling about you, and then you have to tell them the story. And they have to be able to understand why it's funny. You have to lay the groundwork. It's like you have to be deliberate. And a lot of people, I think, when you see really talented, comics go up, it looks like it's all just off the cuff.
Yeah.
And maybe with some folks it is, but that is one in a million. Everyone else is rehearsing. The stand-up, the Netflix special, the HBO special you've seen, that's at the end of that person's tour. They've done this exact set like 300
They've worked
times
the whole hour for
at
a
this
year.
point. Yeah. And so don't go up there thinking you can just free ball it and you're going to kill.
I will say this, not to glaze you even more, but I've always felt like your stuff feels very in the moment, very conversational,
Yeah.
very
Lately it has been.
very, but you always get to a good punchlines, which I wish we had more time because I would ask you a bunch of questions about your writing style and stuff like that. But I really love, and I think maybe your acting chops have something to do with it. But I've always felt like you point it, you say something like Remy brings you up, you're like Remy something to them, and then you get to a punchline, and then you talk about somebody in the front row and you get to a punchline, and it feels like you are just talking, and then we talk about like Saul and Larry, and they have the zest,
Yes.
You do have that as well. Where like you can put a spin on a word and make it funny,
Sometimes.
but you can always I feel like you can always find that, and it does seem very natural, and it seems what's the word I'm looking for, like not just in the moment. It doesn't sound rehearsed.
Well, I mean, whenever I'll go to a place, there's usually one or two things that'll pop in my head that I'll rattle off first thing, but I have thought of them before I go up there. But that's my thing. I do think after a while you develop an instinct that will allow you to get away with not rehearsing as much, but you need to have material that is rehearsed that you can whip out at a moment's notice. But if you're a comic starting off, you need to rehearse. A couple of years ago, Mulligan's reached out about wanting to do a show, and that was just kind of out of left field, right? And they said, well, we have this other comic coming, David Clark. And I'm like, I've never heard of this person. They said he's a local comic. And, I'm like, well, we do all the mics and stuff.
How am I not aware of this young man?
Dude. Anyone who
You
says
need to be in the know.
I'm a local comic, I'm like,
You take it very personal when you're not in the know.
are you?
Uh-huh.
I ain't never heard of you. Oh, you're a porn star? I ain't never heard of you.
I know all of them.
I know all of them and all their filmographies. And so I was like, yeah, I'd like to meet with y'all. And so we set up a meeting, and it was like with them and then this guy, David Clark. In the meantime, I looked him up on Facebook, and he had uploaded a photo. And there's no other trace of like comedy on his shit.
Mhm.
But he uploaded like a video of himself saying, "Hey, I'm gonna, guys, it's time we bring laughter back to Amarillo. It's time that we just like speak our truths, and we go out there and we just laugh, and we don't care. We just leave our worries at the door." And as I'm watching this, I'm like, this dude is not stable.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately didn't like it, and dude, my ears got hot, and I immediately was like, what the fuck did I say? I'm like, you know what? I'm not signing up for this yet. We're just having a meeting. And then we all met, and I showed up on time. Mulligan's was there. I was chatting with him a bit, and that dude was late.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up. He chit-chatted, and I had some questions of my own to ask. Namely, have you ever done stand-up before?
Which you would think would be a pretty simple
He's
yes.
talking about like, dude, I can draw a crowd, man. I know at least, I'm not even kidding you, like 1,500 people that would probably like fly out to see me make a fool of myself. And I'm like, I don't think a person can know 1,500 people. I think like scientifically, it's like 150 is what you max out at, right? So that's bullshit. And I was like, have you done stand-up before? And he goes, no. I'm like, okay, cool.
And he's asking you to just be on the show or be a partner.
And he went to the bathroom, and I was just like, guys, I think I know what's going on. This dude wanted to do a show. You said yes, and now you're worried, and you would like someone who's done it before to do it. And they're like,
yeah,
yes. And so we set it up, made the pay arrangements and stuff, and they did the flyer and everything. They were just like, if you can just show up. And I got the guys in on it. And so we had a show, and that dude was like the headliner, right? We went up, killed. Kevin went up just before him. Shout out Kevin Mason. Absolutely.
Obviously killed.
Force of nature. He's someone who I would say really does just have this instinctual, inherent like talent. He
truly doesn't have to practice.
He's got the sauce, and like honestly, fuck him.
No, because I might want him to be on the show, so that's not.
He'll be on the show. He knows what I mean. He knows I'm not being serious about it.
I wonder if Kevin's watching.
I have all of Kevin's.
You think
secrets.
Kevin's watching?
He would not. Probably.
I feel like Kevin doesn't watch stuff like this.
He doesn't. He's too busy getting
too many whites in this.
Kevin loves white people.
He really does.
He wish he was one sometimes. Except for the fact that he gets laid purely for being a gigantic black dude.
Yeah, by white people.
What the fuck were we talking about before we started about
it was the advice is where we started.
David Clark. Kevin went up, slayed, we killed. David Clark went up. The audience could not care less.
Mm-hmm.
He went up, and he had people in his circle there.
Mm-hmm.
He went up. He didn't even have any jokes. He's like, I feel like we all just need to like start listening to each other. And I'm like, I know. He's like, I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna speak my truth, because that's kind of what I wanted to do in the first place. But I realized that's not how it works. He didn't. He was up there for like 5 minutes. No one was listening. And then he walked off, and he was like low key suicidal after that.
Yeah, that's probably not great.
But to add to that, there was a process server in the audience, and they served him court papers as he was walking off stage. And dude, he fucking like actually went to jail a couple of weeks after that. He was in jail for a while. It was really sad because
what can you say?
I'm a sadistic bastard. It was family stuff. It wasn't like I don't know, man. I don't know. That's an alias I came up with, by the way. That's not the real name I said earlier. It's a made-up name. But no, poor guy, dude. And so basically, rehearse before you go out.
Because that's just, if you don't take the advice of rehearse, that's what can happen.
It's so simple. Remember that stand-up is a performance.
Yeah,
that goes for the crowd too, because maybe you've seen this. You go up, you do a joke, you do a bit, and people are like, actually, fuck you, dude. It is an act. I don't talk like that. I'm not actually like that. Sometimes I'll make a joke that I do not agree with, but I know it's going to hit with this crowd, and so I do it. Like, I just want them to laugh and enjoy themselves. I really don't care too awful much what it takes to get them to laugh.
Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Because you were good. You did really good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. I thought you were going to ask me about my Mount Rushmore.
Well, we didn't get to it.
Ask me right now.
Okay, real quickly, who's your Mount Rushmore?
I would not deface a mountain and replace it with the images of what are most likely a bunch of sexual predators. So, if that answers your question.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Probably the most influential on my life would be George Carlin.
George Carlin? Okay, I like that. I could have guessed that.
Watched every one of his specials. It's not just that he's able to talk about current events and be real and make you laugh all at the same time. He just has so much clever wordplay, and the fact that his career is so long, he just has like multiple different styles that you can enjoy, like all from the same man.
Yeah, very prolific. Lots of specials. Toured and did a lot. So shout out George Carlin.
Loved him. Liked.
That's not. I don't think we've said, and as many as Hobby said, I don't think even Carlin has said yet.
I've been watching, and I'm like, really? Well, it's like I like Carlin.
I appreciate you bringing up one that hasn't been said.
Yeah, well, I love that dude. Yeah. A lot of people say he wouldn't make it now, possibly, but
I would argue.
I feel like he was nailing it in the 80s and 90s. It's not too much different now than it was then. So love that guy. I'd give him a statue.
He was speaking the truth and I think that's always going to have a currency in society. Well,
and here's the thing. I'll tell you, just to show how good he was, if you watch his specials, he's obviously not a conservative.
Obviously not, no.
I wouldn't call him left wing, but he's what in America qualifies as left.
Nowadays you might.
But conservatives still use his material.
Yeah.
Because it's just that good. Yeah. It's that relatable. They're like, no, he was actually talking about y'all.
Yeah. I love people that both sides try to claim.
Yeah. There's something there then.
So, George Carlin.
Sweet.
Cool. So, shout out your Kraken Crab. Everyone show up to the Kraken Crab every first and third Wednesday of every month. And,
at a minimum, the food's good.
And the food's good. And it starts at 7:30.
It is a grown-up open mic.
Yeah.
We're out of there by 9.
Yeah.
9:30.
We get in bed early that night.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. You can tell it's your open mic because it starts at 7:30.
That's what I want, baby.
Yeah. I'm not going on most of these.
8:30 hits. 9:30. I said I was coming. I'm fucking lied to you.
Yeah. I'm glad you kept it going because that one's really been important. It really has kept it going, and it was it's where a lot of people like me got in front of you to get on a show. You put me on shows. Ultimately, I appreciate that.
It kind of brought the current group together. Yeah, so
because we got to get in front of Hefe to get on something. So we appreciate that. Appreciate that. And where can everybody find you? You want to? We're here to promote, and all 14 people that are going to see this are going to want to know where to find you.
I do operate the Yellow City Comedy social media.
He does.
So if you're getting any dick pics from Yellow City Comedy,
follow Yellow City Comedy on Instagram. I don't know how I haven't said that yet, but follow Yellow City on Instagram.
I was going to say, maybe it's my dick. There's a few people that have the password. It could be anyone's dick. But I do the Yellow City Comedy socials, at least for now. But I also have my own Instagram. It's just Colin Sucks. COLINSUX.
I'll post this on both IGs.
Dude, I don't use it. Ideally, I don't have social media.
You answered me the other day.
That is true. But ideally, I just don't. I wouldn't have it. But I have to do the YCC stuff.
So YCC... Colin Robinson. What is your handle on Insta?
COLINSUX.
Colin
sucks. It's also my PlayStation Network name if anyone wants to add me.
Colin sucks.
Nintendo does friend codes, but you can just message me or whatever, and I'll figure it out.
Well, you heard it. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Bye, everybody.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.